Hello to all my friends. Welcome to Mr. English channel. We are with you again with another video. A video about how to cut down on sugar in your diet. Stay with us until the end of this podcast to see the changes in your life. Let's get it started. How to cut down on sugar in your diet. Add sugars such as table sugar, honey, and syrups should not make up more than 5% of the energy you get from food and drink each day. That's about 30 grams a day for anyone aged 11 and older. Sugar's many guesses. There are lots of different ways added sugar can be listed on ingredients labels: sucrose, glucose, fructose, maltose, fructose, molasses, hydrolyzed starch, invert sugar, corn syrup, and honey. Food labels tell you how much sugar a food contains. High in sugar, 20 point and half or more total sugar per 100 gram in whole in sugar. 5 gram or less of total sugar per 100 grams. Some packing abuses a color-coded system that makes it easy to choose foods that are lower in sugar, salt, and fat. Look for more greens and ambers and fewer reds in your shopping basket. Breakfast. Many breakfast cereals are high in sugar. Try switching to low sugar cereals or those with no added sugar, such as plain wheat biscuit cereal, plain shredded whole grain cereal, no added sugar mostly, plain porridge wholemeal toast, plain natural yogurts topped with chopped fruit. Porridge oats are cheap and contain vitamins, minerals, and fiber. Make porridge with semi-skimmed 1% or skimmed milk or water. If you usually add sugar to your porridge, try adding a few chopped dried apricots or a sliced or mashed banana instead. For a more gradual approach, you could eat sugary cereals and plain cereals on alternate days or mix both in the same bowl. If you add sugar to your cereal, you could try adding less, or you could eat a smaller portion and add some chopped fruit, such as a pear or banana, which is an easy way of getting some of your five a day. If toast is your breakfast staple, try wholemeal or granary bread, which is higher in fiber than white bread, and see if you can get by with a little less or of your usual spreads like jam, marmalade, honey, or chocolate. Or you should try sugar free or lower sugar options. Main meals. Many food that we do not consider to be sweet contain a surprisingly large amount of sugar. Some ready-made soaps, stirring sauce, and ready meals can also be higher in sugar than you think. When eating out or buying takeaways, watch out of dishes that are typically higher in sugar, such as sweet and sour dishes, sweet chili dishes, and some curry sauces, as well as salads with dressing like salad cream, which can also be high in sugar. Condiments and sauces such as ketchup and have such much as a 23 gram of sugar in 100 gram, roughly half a teaspoon per serving. These foods are usually served in small quantities, but the sugar count can add up if eaten every day. Snacks. Healthier snack options are those without added sugar, such as fresh or tinned fruit in juice, nut syrup, unsalted mixed nuts, plain popcorn, rice cakes, crackers topped with lower fat cheese or lower sugar yogurts. If you are not ready to give up your favorite flavors, you could start by having less. Instead of two biscuits in one sitting, try having one. If your snack has two bars, have one and share the other or save it for another day. If you're an all or nothing type person, you could find something to do to take your mind off food on some days of the week. When shopping, look out for lower sugar and lower fat versions of your favorite snacks. Buy smaller packs or skip the family bags and just go for the normal sized one instead. Here are some lower calorie substitutes for popular snacks. Cereal bars. Despite their healthy image, many cereal bars can be high in sugar and fat. Look out for bars that are lower in fat and salt. Chocolate. Swap for a lower calorie hot instant chocolate drink. You can also get chocolate with coffee and chocolate with malt varieties. Biscuits. Swap for oat cakes, oat biscuits, or unsalted rice cakes, which also provide fiber. Cakes. Swap for a plain currant bun, fruit scone, or malt loaf. If you add toppings or spreads, use them sparingly or choose lower fat and lower sugar varieties. Dried fruit such as raisins, dates, and apricots is high in sugar and can be bad for your dental health because it sticks to your teeth. To prevent tooth decay, dried fruit is best enjoyed at meal times, as part of a dessert, for example, rather than a snack. Drinks. Nearly a quarter of the added sugar in our diets comes from sugary drinks such as the fizzy drinks, sweetened juices, milkshakes, and cordials. A can of regular cola contains 7 teaspoons of sugar, 35 grams. Try swapping to water, sugar-free, or no added sugar drinks or lower fat milks. If you take sugar in tea or coffee, gradually reduce the amount until you can cut it out altogether. Or try swapping to sweeteners instead. Try some new flavors with the herbal teas or make your own with hot water and a slice of lemon or ginger. Like some fizzy drinks, fruit juice can be high in sugar when juice is extracted from the whole fruit to make fruit juice. Sugar is released and this can damage your teeth. Your combined total of drinks from fruit juice, vegetable juice, and smoothies should not be more than 150 ml a day, which is a small glass. For example, if you have 150 ml orange of juice and 150 smoothie in one day, you will have exceeded the recommendation by 150 ml. Fruit juices and smoothies to contain vitamins and minerals and can count towards you 5 a day. However, they can only ever count as a maximum of one portion of your 5 a day. For example, if you have 2 glasses of fruit juice and a smoothie in one day, that still only counts as one portion. You should try flavoring water with a slice of lemon, lime, or a splash of fruit juice. But watch out for the sugar content in squash or cordials with added sugar. Some can contain up to 3 teaspoons of sugar in each glass. Dessert. Work out some ground rules. Do you need to have dessert every day? How about only having dessert after your evening meal, or only eating dessert on odd days of the month, or only on weekends, or only at restaurants? Do you have to have chocolate, biscuits, and cake every day? If you had this type of sugary snack less often, would you actually enjoy it more? Less sugary desserts include fruit, fresh, frozen, dried, or tinned, but choose those canned in juice rather than syrup, as well as lower fat and lower sugar rice pudding and plain lower fat yogurt. However, lower fat does not necessarily mean lower sugar. Some lower fat yogurts can be sweetened with refined sugar, fruit juice concentrate, glucose, and fructose syrup. If you're stuck between choosing two desserts at the supermarket, why not compare the labels on both packages and go for the one with the lower amount of sugar? Thank you so much for watching this far into the video. Remember to subscribe to the Mr. English channel and hit the bell icon to be notified when I post new videos.